Hey everybody, welcome to the Woodland Reboot. Look at this beautiful early winter landscape out here at the Reboot. Got some rabbit tracks in the early seasonal slope. I don't have blue out here today, so I'm pretty sure that's a coyote track, and that's actually looking pretty fresh. And this time of year, we'll get this beautiful early dusting of snow. Look at what it's done to the landscape. Looks great back here. And that one looks like deer. You can see the two parts of the hoof right there. Okay everyone, let's head into the red barn and get busy with these projects. So the first thing I want to do is take out all these braces, the big 2x6 braces. I've got another use that I'd really like to use those braces for, but in terms of making it easier to put the insulation in place, and as you can see, obviously the 2x6 sticks out quite a bit. What I want to do is replace the 2x6s with this T wind bracing. I believe it's 2.5 or 2 inches width, and the bar there is 3/8, so buzz a channel into the horizontal boards there, then put this T wind bracing in place and take those 2x6s off the walls that you can see over there as well, over there. See, I've got one there. There are going to be 4 braces on each long wall and 2 on the back and 2 on the front. So that's going to take a while. The other thing I want to do is get these attic vent channels in place, because the insulation, as you can imagine, it obviously has to overlap, the ceiling has to overlap the wall. So the roll up here is obviously going to come along and sit on this beam here. And essentially you're going to have 8 inches of insulation stuck right up here, right up in there. But put those baffles in up here in each bay, all along each side, to make sure there's proper airflow from the soffit all the way up to the peak where you've got that other large vent up there. Well, I've got quite a bit of equipment and or things stored against the wall where these wind braces are, and this bracing is over here. You can see all this leftover sheet metal for the siding there. So let's get busy perhaps with some time lapse and get this stuff out of the way. All right, what I need to do now is remove this bracing. There we go. One down, 3 more to go on this wall, but we'll get this down. I'll get the nails banged out so that they're not a hazard to be stepped on, and then move on with the skill saw. Okay, as you can see, I've got the face mask on for the sign, just because I think I'm going to actually be doing it over my head and it might be falling down on me. I've got the skill saw adjusted to the proper depth, and as you can see, can you see it there yet? The boards are marked. It's about 1 millimeter to 2 millimeters right of the line, but if it's the same all the way up, that's fine. Next one. You can see here I pegged the electric cable out of the way, just using a nail.
All right, folks, it's close. Never good. Time to use a little persuasion here. Get this sucker in place. We'll do a little knocking up and down the line.
Ooh, that's good. That worked. Let's see. Yeah, I'll be able to work with that. Yep. Get a couple in here. So this bottom piece isn't in its groove yet, but it's very close. It's right on the edge. We'll be able to knock that in and it'll be nice and snug. All right, so a couple in each one. And so I'm going to come back on these and drill holes, put in some roofing nails. It's really good and snug, super rigid. So I don't know, but I'm sure there's someone out there who could help us all and tell us what creates more rigidity. One of these metal wind braces or the 2x6 that I took out of there. Again, I've taken out the 2x6 because it takes up so much space. Essentially 1.5 inches by 5.5 all the way up, and reducing or blocking the insulation from getting into this area more. So there's a little bit less profile. That's one in. I've only got 11 more to go. Not all gonna happen today, but you've seen what I need to get done there. Now, what I wanna do right now is put in one of those attic vent baffles. Let's see how that goes in. So here's one of the attic vents, and what I'm gonna do is cut them to 18-inch lengths. This is 22 by 4 feet. That's 18 right around there. And it's very fragile. You're going to see how I want to install it. And the idea here is to, with the insulation in place in the ceiling, is to ensure that there's airflow from the eaves up to the ridge vent. Oh, that's nice. So that baffle's in place. Let's get the GoPro up here and take a picture of this. So we've got one of the baffles in place. And so again, what I was explaining is that when the the ceiling insulation is in place, it's 4 feet wide, filling this gap between the trusses. It's going to sit and be secured at each end to the beam in here, So you're going to have 8 inches of insulation butting up against this, right? And the baffle here will ensure that there's airflow from the eaves all the way up to the peak vent way up there. So there you go, right there. That should work. I'll put one of these in each of the bays here. Okay, I think that's going to be it for today. I'm actually going to head out and do some shopping now. Need to get some new boots. And I think I might go and get myself a flu shot as well.
So I've been cutting off about a foot on each one of these.